I'm Leo with Remodeling Calculator, and in this video I want to talk about making transition from hardwood flooring to tile, or vice versa, from tile to hardwood flooring. And what I'm trying to achieve here is not to have to use the transition piece that goes in the gap between the tile and hardwood floor. So the reason for that, first of all, my hardwood sits about just under a quarter inch above this tile here. And if I use a transition piece, that will add almost a 3/4 inch bump, which I really don't want to have. And my cat will be tripping on it. She doesn't like the bumps. Another reason is because the transition pieces are usually made of compressed fiber or compressed cardboard. And if they're not, if they're real wood, they're super expensive. And again, the problem is the bump, which I completely want to avoid. Alright, so in this case, I'm using 6mm cork right here. I've done a review of this. And I'm using Brazilian cherry. So this is a super hardwood. It's really nice. It's multi-tone, but I'm using this light color pieces, so they kind of blend in with my tile here. And so what I'm gonna do, or what I did, is I want this piece of wood to overlap my tile. And to do that, what I did is I cut out, as you can see, this edge here. So here is my scrap piece, very little. And here is a piece that I prepared. So you can see first I cut the groove here, and then I cut another piece like that. So what I do is I overlap this, and basically my overlap is very minimal. And then I leave a 1/4 inch gap between here, so the wood can expand and contract without, causing problems when it butts against the tile completely. So this will give me about a 1/4 inch overlap over the tile and a 1/4 inch gap for expansion and contraction. Now this sits very nicely and very tightly against the tile, and the bump is minimal. And actually the edge on this wood is really nicely finished, although it doesn't have, the very edge doesn't have the clear coat. I will add it later. I will also caulk this joint just so any water that may be on the tile floor does not go under the wood. And I will run the pieces of wood here along this tile edge, but then my courses actually run perpendicular to this, so I will use this as a starter course for my main courses that run this way. So let me show you what it looks like over here. Alright, so here's my piece. You can see there is the gap, 1/4 inch between the tile and the wood, and about a 1/4 inch overlap. Again, the bump is minimal, so nobody's going to be tripping over it. And it's a nice transition from tile to wood. It's a minimal rise. And I am going to attach this. Yeah, I know it's not really great to do surface nailing, but there isn't much I can do here. I can't glue to the cork, so I'm gonna have to nail. I will try to nail from the edge here, so I have as few nails as possible, but basically the nails are barely visible, so it's gonna look nice. And it's very tight, so I measured it exactly so it doesn't. So this sits completely flat on the cork and completely tight with the tile. So there you go. I'm gonna go ahead, cut more pieces, so I'm gonna need 4 pieces here. And when I'm done with that, I'm gonna install this just to show you exactly what's going on. Alright, so I'm done with cutting of these boards, and I already installed my first piece. You can see here I have exactly 1/4 inch gap, and I'm gonna use that as a guide for the next pieces. And I don't know if you can see this well, but I cut a little notch in this baseboard of the cabinet, because I couldn't fit my piece of flooring in there. It's just sliding in the way. So now I'm going to install this next piece, and I'm using this as a guide. So I'm starting from here. Now you can see I have a joint in here, so I will need to add a little bit more caulking to it. By the way, the caulking that I'm using is this silicone 2 by GE. So this is a tub and tile waterproof caulking. This is something you use on your sink or granite countertops or in your bathroom to seal, so it's waterproof. And on top of that, it's mildew and mold proof, so mold and mildew will not grow in case there is some water. That's why I'm using this thing. It's super great, very cheap, about like 5, 7, maybe $8 at any Home Depot or Lowe's, so you can go get it easily. I'm actually using this really nice caulking gun from Lowe's, only like 12, $15. I highly recommend using a high quality caulking gun. It's not very expensive. Don't use those $3, $5 ones because you'll hurt your arm. This is super easy. You just press and it kind of flows by itself. So what I'm gonna do now is apply a small bead of caulking on the edge. So I want a straight line inside, therefore I'm going to align this piece. Sometimes they're maybe 1/16th, maybe 1/32nd of an inch off each board, you know, the width wise. Sometimes they're the same. So I'm just going to align this end, set it in place. I already have my edge marked. Alright, you should definitely clean the tile surface before you install this. I already did that, and now I'm using, so press this in, align it again. You want to nail this end first. Okay, these nails are almost invisible, and then I'm going to use wood filler filling these holes. So I set the depth so they're slightly depressed inside, so I can put wood filler on top. So do this end first. 2 nails here so it doesn't move. More nails over there. And if you want to put more nails, it's up to you. I'll probably do a couple more in the center. They are somewhat visible, but again, you can do wood filler and they will be nice, and then just put some clear coat patch on top of wood filler so it's invisible. Let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so there's my first piece, and you can almost not see the nails. So there's my little groove I had to cut, and very nicely done. And what I'm gonna do again now is like run a little bit more of caulking right here just to completely seal this. And this will be it. Now I'm gonna run a longer piece. So there's only one joint in this pathway. So I'm going to run this piece here and finish it off with one more piece at the end. Alright, so let me quickly install the next one. Alright, so again, first I'm going to mark it. And then I'm going to mark it right here. So I put mark on the edge, not above. Okay. So now I'm going to clean this edge. Okay, so this ends exactly where my cork ends, which is very convenient. So you can see the benefit of using this nice caulking gun is I just press slightly and I have a continuous, more or less steady bead, instead of trying to break my arm with the cheap caulking gun, which I hate with passion. Insert. In place. Make sure you don't have gaps here. Alright, there you go. This is how you make transition from hardwood flooring to tile as invisible as possible. So final step I'm going to do is just run a tiny bit of caulking along here. Alright, so thank you for watching. Again, I'm Leo with Remodeling Calculator, and I am installing this Brazilian cherry hardwood. Again, it's multi-tone. I've done a review or overview of this hardwood. It's really nice and actually pretty cheap. Got it on Build Direct for about $3.50 a square foot. Super hardwood, and that's why I can rely on this tongue here not to break, because this wood is super hard. And really nice looking, and it's actually a hand-scraped, pre-finished wood, so really premium quality for a really good price. So if you want to find out more about it, just click on this piece of wood to watch the video review of this hardwood. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click the like button if you enjoyed it, and leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video.